Welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show presented by the great folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. And we've got Jeff Karr with us today here on the Spotlight Show. You might have heard of Jeff or listened to Jeff because he's been a big-time radio star here at the lake for a long time, just kind of retired from that business. And you're moving into something new. Thank you for coming over. Appreciate it.
Well, it's my pleasure. Anytime I get to talk about veterans, veteran-related organizations, and veteran charities, it's my pleasure.
Absolutely. And yeah, speaking of veterans, you have started something called the Veterans Discount Guide. Okay, so what is the Veterans Discount Guide?
Well, I have a copy of it right here.
How about that?
There we go.
It's
That
like he's
worked out
prepared
well.
or something.
That worked out well. It's a dream that we had a few years ago that veteran organizations and veteran discounts, we didn't know where they were here at the Lake of the Ozarks. I'm a Navy veteran myself,
right,
and come from a military family. My dad was Navy, my wife's father was Army, and so we saw a need out there of putting together a comprehensive list of veteran-owned businesses and organizations and businesses that gave discounts to veterans.
Okay.
It seems like there's sometimes veterans are a little shy about asking for these discounts, and they deserve them.
Yeah.
We deserve a little bit of a break from these businesses, and I just figured if we put it together in one spot, it would make it a little easier for people to see what businesses support veterans and then how veterans can go and get those discounts.
What a great idea, and much needed. Like you say, these people really deserve that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they sacrifice their parts of their life, sometimes parts of their body and mind, and especially with the way prices have been going up, it's nice to get a break.
Yes.
And you yourself, you're a lake guy. You actually, I think, grew up in St. Louis, but then you moved here and went to high
Nobody's
school
from
here?
the lake,
Right?
You know? Nobody's from the lake. I grew up in St. Louis and moved down here in the early 80s and went to high school at Osage, so I'm as local as it gets, really. Left for a little while, joined the Navy, came back, started working in radio down here in the early 90s, and it's my home. I'm never leaving. I love the Lake of the Ozarks. It's a big part of my life, and opportunities have existed around the country before, back in St. Louis, wherever, but it always returns back to home at the
I
Lake
think
of the
this is
Ozarks.
the best place to live, probably in the world.
We
but
certainly have found that to be true. My wife and I love living here, and our family and friends and all our organizations are here, and we just love this part of the
no
country.
doubt.
Yeah.
So did you jump into the Navy right away out of high school, or did you wait a little while?
I did. Actually, I was a little older than most. I turned 21 in boot camp, which is quite unusual. Most people are 18, 19 years old. So my first drink wasn't until after I got out of the boot camp, which, I was chomping at the bit. I was ready to get out and get started with my adult life. But no, it was a little later. I felt a little bit more mature. I think that was a big part of it too.
Yeah.
But I was in Jacksonville, Florida, and worked on a minesweeper and did a lot of different jobs. But I found that 3 years plus some reserve time was my time to do it, and I felt like I did what I could do. It wasn't going to be a long-term career for me, but I'm really proud of my service.
As well as you should be. And, for those, I talked with Colonel Mike Waggett about this. Sometimes people are shy of saying thank you for your service, and we shouldn't be. I mean, if we ever see a veteran or somebody in uniform, we should feel good about saying thank you for your service.
I agree.
Right?
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
Thank you for your service. So how do you go from being in the Navy to starting the Veterans Discount Guide then?
Well, long years in radio. About 3 years ago on Veterans Day, I wanted to put together a list of veteran organizations and veteran discounts, veteran breakfast and the parade and all this stuff. And I couldn't find a comprehensive list of all these veteran things that I was looking for. So came to an idea, maybe I ought to do it. Took me a while to get it together, and with the help of my wife, Kate, she's the one that was sort of the motivating factor, the organizer of this whole thing. I just came up with this idea, started asking people that I trusted, business people. I want to give a shout out. I don't want to miss this opportunity to thank some of the people at the Lake of the Ozarks, Bassing Bob, Mike Swift, Herman Page. These people were inspirational in saying, that's a great idea, let's get going with it. This is how you do it. Little tips here and there. motivated us to get going on it. My brother-in-law, friends, family, they all thought it was a great idea. And then it came down to the time where it was time to actually work on it. I realized that Kate was the only partner I could have. My wife was the only person that could put this thing together, because I just come up with great ideas and I'd walk out of the room and she'd implement them. So,
Right, yeah.
So that's how it all came about. And then now I just want to see if it really works. If people will pick this up, they'll go to this business, and instead of going to a business or a restaurant or something that doesn't support or not in my book yet, they'll go to these places that support veterans, and they earn their business with their dollars for sure. That's what we're looking for. Go into these places that support these veterans. And then we have 3 charities that we're really excited about in here too. Some of the businesses couldn't do discounts for their customers, which is kind of a shame, but real estate agents, lawyers, insurance companies, there's a lot of businesses out there that legally can't give a discount. So we asked those folks to give money to charities.
Right.
And we picked 3 charities we're really excited about. One of them is the Heroes Outreach Program. John Morlock, I believe you've had them through Lake TV. We've got a mid-Missouri one called Welcome Home that takes care of veterans and their homeless crisis that's going on here in mid-Missouri.
Yep.
And then Folds of Honor, which I'm really excited about. It's a national organization I've been involved with since they started doing things here at the Lake of the Ozarks. Rocky Sickman, who is a hero, hostage in Iran in the late 70s, and he works for Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, to bring scholarships to families of fallen servicemen and women, and now first responders too. So those are our 3 charities, and we've given almost $3,000 to these charities in our first edition and look to expand that.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so we're talking with Jeff Karr, local radio star. Now he has started out the Veterans Discount Guide. We'll continue to talk about all that and so much more when we come back on Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic and 2 pediatricians with same-day appointments available. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone with 5 primary care locations conveniently located across the Ozarks. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. We're talking with Jeff Karr. He has started up something called Veteran Discount Guide. No S on the end of that. Not Veterans Discount Guide.
Thank you for
Veteran
that, Chris. I
Discount
appreciate
Guide.
that. Yeah.
Right. So if you're looking for it, there you go. So a lot of people recognize you for your longtime radio career in Missouri. I mean, and you've been kind of around as most radio people do in Joplin and stuff like that. How long were you on the air in radio?
Well, I started at Broadcast Center in the early 90s. I did about 2 years in Joplin at a place called KSYN, and then I went to KBMX, which is where the Wave is now. That's where the building is. 6 years there, and then 24 years at Mix 92.7. So,
really?
Yeah, a long stretch in radio. Yeah. And now I'm going to use my voice for a different thing. That, you know, you go back to the radio thing, and a big part of why I loved radio and did it for so long is how many charities we got to help.
Yeah.
We really got to, and just organizations in general that do good in the community. So I needed something that would help fulfill that in me, and this is a continuation of that.
What a great one, too. I saw that you said somewhere that radio shaped your life.
Oh, absolutely.
How so? How did radio shape your life?
Well, you back to the community organizations and events and helping out. You were I emceed every event at the Lake of the Ozarks, from Ellis Fischel to Firefighters Ball to fish fry, CADV events. I mean, I can go through a whole list of them, but every time I did that, I felt like I was doing something for the community. Yeah. Playing songs and telling people the weather is one thing, that's your day to day, but the important part is being out there and helping out those charities and those organizations. And that was my favorite part about the whole gig.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't the stardom, the radio stardom.
No,
it wasn't
or the money.
The big money.
Oh, no. No, absolutely.
So you grew up with 5 sisters?
Oh, yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
true?
Oh, yeah.
And you
Yeah.
survived?
You learn how to survive in life when you're taught to put the toilet seat down and to not come in the room when you're not supposed to and that kind of stuff. And they taught me to treat people with respect, to be a good civic person, and some things about hair and makeup, which apparently didn't
stick.
Didn't stick.
I don't know. You got a great beard going on there, man.
Hey,
I'm jealous
from one
of your
beard to another,
right?
my friend.
So, and you say going into the Navy, because you are a veteran, one of the things that fuels your veteran discount guide.
Absolutely.
Going into the Navy was the second best decision of your life. What was the best decision?
I've made mention of her many times. Marrying my wife, Kate, changed my life completely. She was president of the Ozark Coast Kiwanis when basically right after we first got together. Charitable organizations. We met at Christmas for Kids is where we first met. The big Christmas, charity event that goes on at the lake, and she was constantly out there doing civic stuff. So I just kind of tagged along for the ride. I got the easy part and got to stand up in front of people with a microphone while she was doing all the behind the scenes stuff, and saw how hard it was, but how rewarding it was too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's, you're right. I mean, that decision of who we marry, both for men and women, it is such a huge decision.
Yeah, what a great decision she made marrying me. Oh my, Kate, good move, man.
You can see why he was already a sidekick there. And I mean, and you're also like a life-saving hero. I hear you had to do the Heimlich maneuver on somebody, right?
Well, I sent that bio in there. I really didn't expect that to be part of it. It was the right place at the right time. Jeff Super, next time I come into Jeffrey's, that's who it was, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah, he just happened to be eating a little fast, and I got behind him and did the Heimlich maneuver on him, and never done it before, and it worked out great, and I hope I never have to do it again.
I hope you get to eat for free at Jeffrey's all the time.
We stop by and say hi to Jeff and Mary often. They're good people for sure.
Fantastic. So when you started putting this together, and we're down to our last 2 minutes here, did you know what you were doing, or have you had to learn everything as you go?
Everything, literally everything. When we first started this, everybody, the word easy popped up a lot.
Really?
Oh, that'll
be easy. Good idea.
That'll be easy. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be so easy. And then as I hear my wife try to figure out how to do social media and email addresses and printing costs and distribution and yada, 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 we realized how tough it was going to be. But we got to go to a welcome home event helping out homeless veterans a couple weeks ago. We talked to John Morlock at the Heroes Outreach, and we've seen our money do good things, or actually our advertisers' money do good things at helping out charities, and we realize things are gonna really just keep going better and better and better direction. And we get to help out businesses, small businesses and big businesses, help out these veterans who need a little bit of a break and need to find out about these organizations. VA loan. I mean, I didn't know anything about that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of different businesses and organizations that help out veterans, and we're going to make sure we get the word out to those people.
Greatness. Okay, down to our last few seconds. If folks want to get some more information, where do they go to find out about the Veteran Discount Guide?
Well, we have 60 locations around the Lake of the Ozarks. About 20 floor racks are out there, so we're about 4,000 or so on the streets right now. We printed about 15,000, so we look for those all before the end of the year. And we're going to start selling for 25 almost now. We're looking to start selling for 25. Not only will get you in the magazine for next year, which hopefully will be even thicker than this one, but we'll get you on the website, which is really blowing up. VDGLoto.com is the online magazine, VDGLoto.com. And then we have Veteran Discount Guide's Facebook page, which is fantastic, and people are really kind of going towards. And those are really the best ways to do it. You can see, I'll be out there dropping off magazines all over the Lake of the Ozarks. We've got them from Eldon at the Eldon Country Club to Old Kinderhook, and over in Laurie and Rocky Mount. So we're covering a good part of the Lake of the Ozarks. Pick up a copy. If you're not a veteran, support veteran businesses or support those that support veterans, and give an extra copy to somebody that you know that served.
Okay, there you go. Jeff Karr, Veteran Discount Guide. Thank you, sir.
Chris, appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us for Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show.